G'day everybody and welcome to another YouTube video review. Today we're going to sort of celebrate 80 years of Superman, who turned 80 this year. So we've got the 80th anniversary as well as the 1000th print of the Action Comics. So we'll have a look at that in a second too. But I thought we'd just have a quick look at the Pop Funko figure. This is the Superman #1 that came out in the first edition. And if I can get the book there, you can see there's the Action comic that Superman featured in. And you can see him running around. Quite a great comic for the first one that launched the Man of Steel into the world. If you're looking for a book anyway, this is a fantastic book too. If you love your comics and you love your Superman, you're definitely going to want to have to pick this up and have a read through, as it takes you through Superman, through all the different years, the golden years, the what else have we got in here? Quickly go through. So it's the deluxe edition, and you've got a couple of comics in there as we move through all the wonderful issues that have come out, and then as you can see there, quite a few others. But basically we go through the golden age of comics and all the way up to today, which is fantastic. But let's have a quick look at the Funko figure. So here he is here, so you can see him there with his traditional, or his original S, and then you got the curl, nice bulge in the arms there to really, and then the chest to get the definition even through down into the legs, and then spin around to the back there. And it's good to see they're continuing the first age series. So there's the first appearance Batman. So it'll be interesting to see what happens later this year, or actually earlier next year probably, when we see the 1000 issue of Detective Comics, to see what DC does with that. But anyway, just while I've got you here, I just thought I'd show you these if you haven't already seen them. So these are, as you heard me say earlier, it's the 1000th issue of the Action Comics. So here's the release that came out. It's a fantastic little read, and it's well worth picking up, just especially because it's number 1000, and it does leave you with a fantastic storyline that leads into the Man of Steel, the 6-issue print that's going to come out later next month. So well and truly worth a look. But the great thing about this is when they get to these milestones, they do variant covers. So they basically traced back through every decade. So here's the 1930s cover. We've got the 40s cover. You can see there an influence into World War II. Then we've got the 50s cover, where the world was finding itself with aliens. Then we had the 60s cover, with a lot going on there. Then the 70s. Then we move into the 80s, where we first started to see Superman into his feature films with Christopher Reeve. Then we move into the 90s, and then into the 2000s. So they didn't have a 2010, but because we're still working our way through that decade. So anyway, well and truly worth a look if you haven't already seen one, if you picked one up. Let me know which variant cover is your favourite. But well and truly worth a look. And as I said, if you're a Superman fan, you're probably going to want to pick this guy up. I think they're still around. A lot of them now are on sale here in Australia because the conventions are nearly a year old. But well and truly, check it out if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Keep subscribing. If there's anything in the room here that you can see that I haven't reviewed yet, let me know, and I'll do my best to try and get around to it. Cheers!